Yeah, hi there. These comments are for HK. This is Michael. I am the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at Stealth, the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. So thank you for completing the integrated writing practice test number 7. And let's take a look at what you said. So in the beginning, in your first paragraph, it looks like you have a fairly solid organization, right? And I think your biggest difficulty here with this one is you're simply not giving enough information from the lecture. So that's probably going to cause you the biggest trouble, I think, with your scores. So it looks like in the beginning you said there is you want to say here, controversy, not controversial. You want to use the noun after a, not the adjective. You have on whether the hybrid car has benefits or not in many ways. The lecturer claims a hybrid car has positive sides. However, it is just a small part compared to others. It also has negative sides. This contradicts the writer's claims that a hybrid car has lots of benefits economically, environmentally. That's pretty good. I like the first paragraph. You have some sentence formation and some word choice errors in there, but you are explaining the relationship between the reading and the lecture, so that's good. Okay, your next paragraph, you say the lecture claims that we cannot say hybrid car is better because fuel price is variable. Yeah, I don't think you're really getting, and then you go directly to the reading passage after that, which I don't think is going to be enough, because if we look at the lecture, I think that the main point, I think, that the lecture is trying to make, it's trying to say that a lot of gasoline and diesel power cars nowadays are just as competitive as the hybrid car. And the lecture gives the example of the 2013 Volkswagen TDI, which can get up to 43 miles per gallon on the highway, and that's comparable to what it says in the reading passage. The hybrid, I think, Toyota Camry, according to the reading passage, it gets 43 miles per gallon in the city and then 39 on the highway. So the whole point of the listening passage is a lot of these gasoline and diesel powered cars are just as competitive as the hybrid cars. That was the point that the lecture was trying to make. And I don't think you really made that point in that second paragraph. Okay, let's go to the next one. Your third paragraph, you say the lecturer claims that hybrid cars also emits harmful emissions. It is just a small part to say hybrid car is better. Now, this is false. The hybrid car does not emit harmful emissions. Let's look closer at the listening passage and see what it actually says. So you are misrepresenting information from the lecture. It says in the lecture, it says hybrids do reduce emissions because their gas engines do not burn as much fuel. That's true, right? So you made a false statement. And then it says in the lecture, however, there is electricity that needs to be used in order to produce hybrids. This is what you needed to say, is in order to manufacture hybrid automobiles, the manufacturers need to use electricity. And of course, in order to produce electricity, we have to burn coal, natural gas, and oil. And the burning of these fossil fuels, that's harmful to the environment, not the emissions from the hybrid cars. So it's the actual manufacturing of the hybrid cars, that's what's harmful to the environment, not the actual hybrid cars themselves in terms of their emissions. You see what I'm saying there? So I think that you don't really have the main point from the lecture in that second idea. Okay, let's go to the final paragraph. You say the lecture asserts that a hybrid battery is heavy and not obtainable. This refutes the writer's viewpoint that battery technology has significantly improved. Okay, I think the problem here is, I think you're missing, again, there were 2 points in the listening passage. You're not really saying these here in the lecture. The first point is the hybrid car is heavy, which is true, and because it's heavy, the hybrid car's miles per gallon that they say it gets, it may not get for example, if they're saying it gets 40 miles per gallon, that's before considering the heavy battery. Maybe the gas mile or the miles per gallon isn't as high as they claim it is because the battery is so heavy. Now, the second thing they were trying to say in the listening passage is the battery is expensive and it doesn't last forever. So a buyer needs to measure how much does the battery cost if it needs to be replaced versus how much savings has the buyer saved because of the better gas mileage. So because of the expensive battery and because it's so heavy, it might not be as good of a buy as manufacturers say it is. Okay, so what do we have here? We have, with your writing, we have a clear organization. You definitely understand how to organize this type of writing task, which is good. However, you're missing the main points, I think, from the listening passage. This is where you run into trouble. So I'm going to put you a little bit below 3 on this one because you have omitted, really, all 3 major points from the lecture. I'm not convinced, based on your response, that you understand what you've listened to from the lecture. It seems like you're having trouble getting the main points and being able to paraphrase those ideas from the lecture. Okay, so here, I'm going to put you at about 2.75 out of 5. This is going to give you about 18 points out of 30 on this particular practice test. So, based on your score here, this is going to put you at 73 points for this writing assignment. And what do you do now? I think you need a little bit more practice with this practice test before a final exam. So I recommend between now and the final exam, you have a few weeks, I would recommend that you complete additional writing practice tests at my website. It's not a requirement, but I would recommend you do it, probably 5 or 6 more, and that's going to help you do a little bit better here because you'll get better practice organizing and focusing on the listening aspects of the task. So if you get some free time, complete more writing practice tests. Remember, on the web page there is an email. You want to send me a specific email after you complete a writing practice test, and I will send it to my TA and he will grade it in about 24 hours. Now remember, don't panic on these. Any of these writing practice tests you take, they will not be part of your grade. They will not be counted against you. You just want to do them so you can get additional practice with this area. So I think this is a weakness. So I also think, based on your response, part of your listening comprehension difficulties, it could be because of vocabulary. So I would strongly encourage you to continue to improve your vocabulary by studying maybe my vocabulary lesson 3. I think that'll be a great lesson. It also has a lot of listening practice to help you with your vocabulary development. And then you can begin with vocabulary lesson 4. And what you want to do there is to download all those audio files onto your iPhone or your CD or iPod or whatever, and start listening to those words and start getting used to those. Because I think if you can improve really your vocabulary and your listening comprehension proficiency, I think that this writing, you will do much better in this form of academic writing. Alrighty, anyway, thank you very much. Thank you for completing the integrated writing practice test, and have a great day.